This is Dean Lisowick. He was homeless, and police say he may have been one of the victims of alleged serial killer Bruce McArthur. He spent much of his time here behind me at the Good Shepherd Ministries. I'm Natish Bisano, and the fact that he didn't have a home is part of the big reason why he was never reported missing in the first place. Advocates are now calling for the city to track and protect those at risk.
We do need a better system for tracking people who particularly at the margins, who disappear and ultimately maybe face a tragic end.
In the case of Lisowick, that tragic end came unnoticed until last week. His friend Dane says he knew Dean from the shelter system. He hadn't seen him for almost 2 years.
Yeah, I never knew he was missing because I wonder why I hadn't seen him for a while. Because, like I said, I always seen him at the corner church in Maitland begging for money. I'm sure he needed the extra change and stuff like that. But that's a really warm, kind-hearted fella. And if you needed a shirt, he'd give it to you.
Advocate Nikki Ward also knew Dean. She says although he didn't have consistent housing, the community was his home.
Very gentle, very sweet, had a bit of a street persona, but you need that to survive on the streets. But overall, just a very gentle soul and a long-term member of our community.
A community still coming to terms with the gruesome news, disappointed about how the police and the city handled Dean's case. According to the city, there isn't a system in place to track those who go missing from the shelter system. A shelter will only report to the police in some cases. In an email, they tell City News a shelter may file a missing persons report with the police in certain circumstances. For example, if a parent in a family shelter didn't return to look after the children.
If you don't have ID, you can still access the service. If you don't have the listing of a permanent address, not to worry, you can still access the service. So that's designed to make sure that you have the greatest level of accessibility in terms of low threshold. But it also creates another challenge, is that it's also hard to track if somebody goes missing.
Councillor Wong Tam says she and the mayor plan to meet with leaders from the LGBTQ community on Thursday to discuss the relationship between that community and the police. Natish Bisano, City News.